How's it going? Happy Tuesday it is. I did take the day off yesterday. It was good. I needed that. And I hope you guys all had a good Martin Luther King Day. We are going to, I'm Allie Burns. Welcome. This is my show, Morningwood from Picks and Parlays. We're going to talk some college hoops today. I think the main thing that shifted since the last time I saw you guys is that I've kind of changed up my systems now, right? So the first half of the season, we've been working on manipulating stats by kind of taking out D2s, paying attention to overtimes, and things like that. Now the season has kind of evolved, right? So those D2s at the beginning of the season, those numbers aren't mattering as much anymore because now we're in conference play, right? So you kind of have to switch up your system to follow along with what's going on in the season. And you can always tell when your system's not working anymore because you start losing tickets, which is what we kind of did a little bit last week, especially in that last day there. That wasn't my best day I ever had. If you're joining the chat, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell if you want to get notified every time we do a free pick video, or anyone on Picks and Parlays does our free pick videos, and then drop your plays into the comment box. And so we'll get talking here, all right? And let me know who you guys like and if I can help you out with anyone. So I did a schnick ton of work this weekend, or on Monday, which was supposed to be my day off, but I love you guys, so I'm working through this for us, right? For us, because I bet these too. So what I did was I'm only, as of right now, and again, this is the first day of the new system, so we'll see how it's working, right? So I'm kind of messing with teasers, and I looked at a lot of stats like what's going on now that they're in conference. Hey, Sly. Hey, Peyton. Sorry, you said I was pretty and it totally distracted me, Sly. Sorry. Thank you. Okay, so what I did is I kind of compiled, because now we're in conference play, right? So how are you guys doing right now? I want to know who's really good against the spread, who's really good on defense and on offense, 3-point shots, free throws, rebounds, this kind of stuff, right? So I took all those stats and I kind of like Venn diagrammed myself without literally doing that, and broke it all down into conferences. So who we're going to look at today, watch, that's the one paper I don't have on me right now. Okay, wait, that's the MAC. So we're going to look into the MAC, the Big Ten, the Big South, which is like my freaking Everest right now, the SEC, and the Mountain West. Okay. So this might be a long show. If you're not into watching long shows, you could just, hey, Jimmy Bones, I saw you on the Picks and Parlays Facebook group site today or yesterday. So you might want to fast forward to the end to get the picks if you're not into watching a long show. But here we go. All right. So what I was doing. Okay, I need this one. So we're going to start out with Akron at Bowling Green. Okay, that's where we're going to go. So Bowling Green, here it is. Okay, I got to separate myself so I stay organized with you guys. It was a lot of work. Okay, here we go. So Bowling Green is at home. They're the favorite, -5.5. We'll get to the, yes, we'll go Volunteers next, Scott Lusby. It's Bowling Green -5.5. The total is at 150 on this game. Okay, so then with my Venn diagram statting, here's some things I noticed, right? Bowling Green 6-1 in conference. They've got one of the best offenses, putting up 81.6 a game. They're one of the best free throw shooting teams. Their free throw percentage is at 77%. Now they're going to be playing Akron. So Akron also has a really good offense, 79.8 points a game, also very good at free throws, 78%. What they have going on is their 3-point shooting percentage. They're averaging like 10 3-point shots per game. They make them. Bowling Green is averaging a lot of turnovers a game, 11 per game, right? So then we look, what did they just do? So in their last 5 games, I'm not statting out all that D2 business anymore. Now we're, hey, Jay. Now we're just going to go with our last 5 because these are going to be in conference. And a lot of times my last 5 will move to a last 10 if my stats aren't getting right. But for this purpose is what we're going to do right now. So Akron is coming off an overtime win, I believe. I only keep regulation stats against Toledo. That was a really high scoring game for them, 83-83. The total there was 166, but they're really 134, 130, 128, and then Ohio was another big one at 160. I have their totals in the last 5 games averaging about 144. 2 went over, 3 went under. Now, Bowling Green, they are coming off of a win where they were actually a dog against Buffalo at Buffalo, and they outright beat them by 7 points. That was a decently high total. It was 145. I've got their stat at 145, their total average also in the last 5 games. They're higher, though, 152, 158, 159. So if we're looking at those numbers and we're comparing them to our other numbers and trying to think of a teaser, right, I'm thinking that Bowling Green it's 150.5, and I have them both coming in at a 145. I would say we would lean to an under 150.5 here, which with the 6-point teaser would put us at 156.5. And I understand these are 2 very, I was off. Yeah, I take Mondays off. I got to do all this work. I understand these are 2 really high-powered offenses. I get that. But like when Buffalo and Bowling Green played another high-powered offense, it was a 145. Kent State and Akron played, came in at 128. So a lot of times when those higher-powered offenses play with each other, they can go down. Like you expect it to go over. You know, it's so obviously over that sometimes we take it under. So I think I'm going to roll with that with Bowling Green. I also wonder 11.5. So, you know, it's minus 5.5. Bowling Green's the favorite. That would mean plus 5.5 on Akron, plus the 6-point teaser would be 11.5. Like, do we think that Akron loses by 11.5 points to Bowling Green? I don't think they do because, sugar balls, I need a pen. Because I think this is going to be highly contested. And like I said, Akron's at 10 3-point shots a game with Bowling Green's 11 turnovers per game. I think Akron has a shot here. So I you see it at 153? I don't. What site are you? I get my numbers off of William Hill, and I get them like right out of my betting app. And I usually do it right before I go on. So I try to have the most accurate numbers for you fellas and ladies. Let me just pop in here though while we're talking about it. Okay, so that is where I'm at right now. I think we go Akron plus the 11.5 with our teaser. And I kind of like this to go under 150.5 on the teaser, which would give us 156.5. It's my password. You know it. Okay, so let's go to Tennessee. We have a friend, Scott here, who says go Vols. My site won't let me in right now. It's afraid of my action. It happens all the time. Just afraid of my action. No, I can't get in. Sugar balls. That's my word, man. Sugar balls. I got a 10-year-old. Okay, so Tennessee at Florida. Let's talk about these guys. Huge fan of the Vols. But more for a historic purpose than a sports one. I'm a Texan. And if you remember, when Texas was doing their whole Alamo business, they asked the entire country to come and help, and nobody did except for Tennessee. And Davy Crockett and the boys. Where am I? And so that is why they are the Volunteers, because they came and volunteered to help us out. Mother of pearl. Okay, here we go. Tennessee is at Florida, and it's crazy because I literally do organize everything before I sit down here, and it doesn't really work out for me. Okay. Tennessee at Florida. Tennessee's 10-1, Florida's 6-4. Then the line I got on this was Tennessee minus. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm like a little bit scattered right now. I did too much work. I've got Tennessee minus 6.5 and a total of 136. Then when I did work on Tennessee, I find out they're like number 4 defense. They are only allowing 57 points a game. They're also like around number 31 against the spread, plus 4.5. Then we cruise over to Florida, and the only real stat I found on them is that they're like number 25-ish in total blocks. So they've got that going on for them. But then we look back at their games and see what they've been up to lately, right? So Tennessee, I like Tennessee because they play with 4 guards. I'm a 4-guard kind of gal. I like a 4-guard team. I think they're faster, a little spunkier. They've got 2 seniors. And neither one of these teams, it's kind of funny, neither one of them are like super great shooters. They just seem to get it done. Tennessee's older, they're bigger, they have 4 guards, which leads to them having more assists. Like I said, they're really good against the spread. So I feel like, and what I've noticed too is that if a I don't want to say that actually. Never mind. Okay, so the book says Tennessee is scoring 77, giving up 57. I have them scoring 73 and giving up 63 in their last 5 games, which is 4 less and 6 more. I've got Florida scoring 6 less and giving up 4 more. I feel like this definitely goes towards the Tennessee, and especially since we're doing our teaser thing too, right? So now we can tease Tennessee down to, I had it at 0.5. If it was at 6.5, it would be a half a point now. So I did like that. I think some of you were saying 7. And the point is, I think teasing Tennessee is a way to go. Hey, Phil. And then I'm still trying to get into this damn app. And then also for the total in that one, it's at 136. Tennessee is averaging in the last 5 games, Tennessee is averaging a 135. Florida is averaging a 143. But I think if we tease that up to a 142, so if you take 136 under, that is going to make it up to a 142 and everything should go down. Again, remember, Tennessee has like number 4-ish in defense, right? And I say 4-ish because it's like the way they rank them, but I don't always trust everyone else's stats, but this is just what we're going with. And then the over-unders are kind of tied up on that one. So yeah, I do like Tennessee under 136 minus the 1.5 to tease. Okay. Who else do we got? We did Akron, Bowling Green, Buffalo, Kent State. Back to the MAC. Back to the track. I'm the MAC, and you know that. Was that freaking crisscross? Is that what I just did? Okay, so now we've got Buffalo at Kent State. This was another fun one for stats. Buffalo, number 33 best offense, 81 points a game. Kent State, 81 points a game. But here's kind of the kicker or the angle on this game for me is that Kent State's around like the number 23 best against the spread. 6-2, 75%, plus 7.8. So with that little edge, if Akron's so good at covering spreads, then why don't we tease them from their Akron? Not Akron, Kent, Allison, Kent. Kent -4. So we can tease a team who's -4 at home and very good at covering the spread into a +2 at home, which is what I'm going to do there. That's what I like on that one. I really like that one, as a matter of fact, the Buffalo Kent State +2. I really do like that one. And then for that one, I think that goes under as well. Again, two very high-powered offenses. I get that, but I think a lot of times that's all that people see is, oh, they score 80 and they score 80 and that equals 160, and so it must go over. But that is really not always the case. And then with their stats, stat-wise, that's Akron. Okay, you got to go here. We're done with you. We need you. We're using you. Buffalo. Okay. So with their stats, the book says that they're pretty right on. Their defense has just slipped a little. Total average over the last 5 games for Buffalo is 156. Total average for Kent State is 155. So their games tend to go over. 4 over for Buffalo out of the last 5, 3 over for Kent out of the last 5. But in the number that they gave us, 163, that's only gone over 1 time for Buffalo. I mean, it's 145, 54, 55, 52, and a 174. So it hasn't even really got close to that, except against Ball, except against Syracuse, which went into overtime. And then Kent State does score more. They're the 168, 179, 166ers. But I think teasing it, if we tease it under 163, then we get 169, which I think is very high. And so that's what I think we should do, is take it under the 163 on the teaser. Hey, Munchie, is where I'm kind of at on that one. And then on the side, Kent State +2 is what I dig there. Okay, so that's that one. I think I'm done with the MAC. I can drop this paper now. Oh, I was kind of looking at Toledo at Central Michigan. Toledo, one of the best against the spread, around 13. 12 and 3, 80% +6.9, 29 in free throw percentage at 77%, number 13 in 3-point field goals, 40%. They're averaging 11 a game. Number 15 in rebounds, 565 in their 15 games this year, but they also are high on the turnover list at 11 turnovers a game. Now, Central Michigan, number 40 best offense, 80 points a game. 15 steals, or number 15 in steals a game with 9.2. I don't know. I don't have a play on that one, but there's some information. I was kind of looking at a dog there, to tell you the truth, but Central Michigan can be a little iffy, but they're scrappy too. You love Toledo in this spot. Okay, then don't listen to me. All the stats go a Toledo way. I don't know. Central Michigan made me feel some type of way, I guess. I don't know. But we don't have to deal with them. That's not an official play or anything. Okay, I got 2 more that I was kind of dicking around with. Colorado State at Utah State. I was so strong in the Mountain West. There's a time I was 15-2 in the Mountain West last week. And then freaking San Diego State messed me up. And then UNLV last night messed me up. And so now I'm feeling not as confident in my Mountain West conference. It's hot as balls in my house right now. Okay, so Colorado State's 10-2. Utah State, I didn't write that down for some reason, but I think they've only lost 1 game, and it was their first game of the season to Houston, I believe. Okay, so what we're working with here, these are both really good schools, and Colorado State really likes to score. As a matter of fact, they are one of the best scoring teams. Boop. They are number 45 for the best defense at Colorado State, allowing their opponents to 63.8 points a game. 25 in 3-point percentage at 39%. They do 10 3-pointers a game, and their free throw percentage is at 76%. Utah State, number 24, best against the spread, 75% plus 6.8 points. Number 8, best defense. They're holding their opponents to 59.3, but that's a little bit of an issue with me because of their strength of schedule. They kind of went through the cupcakes, the New Mexicos and the SJSUs and them, and Wyoming, I want to say also, maybe not. They are number 9 in blocks, though, 69 blocks, and a lot of that is coming. You're the best users. It was really great. Thank you so much. I made a lot. Oh, good. I'm glad you're making money, Gary. Explain the folks really. Okay, so 2 really, really good teams. And what's the line that they're giving us here? They're saying Utah State -7 is the number, and 140 is where we're at. That total, as soon as I looked at it, I was like, whoa, 140 freaking points. I mean, Utah State, last 5 games, their totals were 125, 122, 128, 102, and 123. These are not against the best teams. Air Force, that's what it was, not Wyoming, Air Force. These are not against the best teams. I get that, but 140, that's a ginormous number for them. Now, Colorado State, this is why we're getting this ginormous number, right? They're a 143, 145, 163, 147, 149. So, and that's their 3-point shooting. They're coming off of SDSU, 2 UNLVs, and 2 SJSUs. So, I mean, we'll even out schedule-wise here. Like, I feel like we're okay here. The Colorado State total average is a 146. And the Utah State is a 120. Utah State's played to 5 unders in a row. Colorado State 3 unders, and 2 overs. I mean, I just think this is so freaking high. So 140 and we take it under, that'll tease us to 146, right? And 146 is like even way higher than what I think is possible to get done here. So I really like that play also. And then I was wondering about the side. Yeah, Utah State won all of those games. And Colorado State won all 5 of their last games. No, they lost the one to SDSU. The one on January 4th, they lost to SDSU by 13. Colorado State's a pretty good little second half team, too. That's what I've noticed about them. But so is Utah State. I think Utah State wins this game, so don't get me wrong, but are they going to beat Colorado State by double digits if we tease them to plus 13.5? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Kada and his blocks, the 7-footer from Utah State is just so good. That's why their blocks are so high. But for an outside shooting team, that's really their bread and butter is shooting from the outside. How much does that matter if you've got a guy, a 7-footer on the inside? Because then it's just goaltending, right? If you're shooting from the outside and he's blocking them, then now you're goaltending. So that doesn't even count. So I wonder, I don't know. I definitely like the under 140 on a 6-point teaser. And I kind of like, I mean, it's like Colorado State plus 13.5. That's sexy. But Utah State minus 1.5, also sexy, so I'm not sure which way to go on that one. But I do think any way you like it, I think it looks good. What are we doing in the chat? Utah State will win the game, tease down the spread. Okay, so he says take the Utah State minus the 1.5 or down to minus 1.5. So there you go. But Louise says Colorado State take the points. Colorado State is a tough team. I mean, that's why I'm kind of wishy-washy on it, that it could go either way. I just hope for a good game. And Utah State, they'll put a beat down on you if you let them, and definitely Colorado State will too. So they are those type of teams that wants to score. But I just think defense is going to show up here. So we're going to take that under the 140 as our stronger play. You guys make your own decisions on the side here. I think they both rock and roll. Utah State is a lock. It is, minus 1.5. I feel like that's a safer side. Like Utah State minus 1.5 points. I would jump on that if I just saw it as the line. But Colorado State plus 13.5. I'd be like, ooh, Utah State's defense is really good. So maybe I do lean for the Utah State there. And they're at home. Yeah, and that's just it. Their defense are the whatchamacallit's going to be able to score. Who is Colorado State? They're not the Buffaloes. That's Colorado. The Spartans? Colorado State Spartans? I don't know. Whatever they are. Okay. So that's where we're at on that one. Oh, if you're just joining us, hit like, subscribe, and please ring the bell for notifications. That way you never miss one of our free pick videos or a morning wood or a total chaos or any of the fun stuff that we do. I think this week we're going to start Hockey Night in Vegas, kind of a take on Hockey Night in Canada. I'm working it out with the cappers and trying to get them all together. So if you guys are hockey fans, we're going to do it Saturday night. And Purdue, Ohio over a lock. We're going to do it Saturday night, and I'm going to have them kind of like, I want to make it more of a variety show where the cappers kind of tap in and give us a play or do the NHL total chaos and stuff like that. But it'll be a whole in-play show that's going through an entire game. So if you're into the NHL, check that out. Okay, so you want to talk. If you like Utah State, tease it down. Yeah, I'm with you. This whole thing is teasers. That's what I'm screwing with this whole week long. I'm just going to be having 6-point teasers. The Rams, that's who Colorado State is. Yeah, and they are tough. But they did get beat up by SDSU. You know, you got to remember that too, that they're good, but they've kind of been playing crappier teams. But so is Utah State. Okay, so Uvonda Reynolds, Purdue versus Ohio State is a lock. It's Ohio State though, right? Not Ohio. No, it has to be Ohio then. Oh, I didn't do this. Okay, never mind. I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking. I feel like I do this. Yeah, here we go. Okay, Purdue and Ohio State. Big Ten, of course I did. And I have another one for Big Ten too. Oh, good night, Munchie. I might need to have you come on the show. We have a bit of a shortage of hockey people on Picks and Parlays right now. We've got our 3 Canadians, and that's where we're at. Oh, and Dan Kaiser's a hockey guy. He's from Michigan. OJ says that a great teaser parlay, Tennessee and Utah State, and tease down the spread. Yes. We already talked about Tennessee. I like teasing them. Ohio State, really all I can say about them from the stats that I got is they're a really good free throw shooting team, 76%. And Purdue, I don't have anything on them. There's certain teams that I just don't like for whatever reason, because I'm a chick and I'm catty and I just don't like you. And I have inappropriate nicknames for most of them that I can't share with you on the show. But Purdue is one of those teams. It's hard to even say that word because I want to call them something else. But I've been really impressed with Ohio State this season, and they're at home, aren't they? Yeah, they're at home -4.5, and the total's 137. And Uvonda says that going over is a lock on that 137. You could even tease it down to a 131 for the purposes of the show. But yeah, Uvonda is digging that one. What else do we got going on? Winning Pick says Tennessee rolls. Yeah, their defense is so good. And it's great coaching, too. Who is it? Rick Barnes. Used to be a Texas Longhorns guy. Really good coach. In a tough conference that Kentucky sucks in this year, right? So with Kentucky being as bad as they are, it really kind of opens up the SEC to be a different conference than they've been in a lot of years. It's the same thing with the ACC and Duke being so bad and UNC not being so great, kind of a thing. So yeah, Kentucky is number 41 worst against the spread. That's 4-7-1. But we know why, right? OJ says Purdue can't win on the road and Ohio State is strong at home. Yeah, that's kind of my just knowledge that I have floating around in my head. Maryland at Michigan. I liked teasing Michigan down 6 points because aren't they coming off a loss to Minnesota. Yes, because I was on Minnesota plus 5.5. And I forgot to tell you guys about that. And I was kicking myself. And I didn't tell you guys about the Sycamores for 2 shows in a row. Indiana State. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Hi, Craig Trapp. Hi, Quincy. Let's look what you got. I do have some info on them. I just got to find your conference. I did Radford and Campbell too. I don't know. I feel like I got to lay off of the Big South because as much as I want to beat them, I'm like not. Who are we talking about? Mississippi and Ole Miss. What's their conference? They're SEC, right? Did I throw it on the ground, man? Here we go. No. Yeah, here. Okay. You know I'm not taking my Blue Devils ever. I don't bet on my team anyway. Craig's asking me, am I taking my Blue Devils tonight? I'm not. I rarely bet on the Blue Devils. And when I do bet on their games, this is last season because I haven't bet on them at all this year, except once when they played Michigan State and I cashed Michigan State in play plus like 9 points. My favorite bet on Duke is taking whoever they're playing against plus the points first half. That's just like my kind of standard Duke bet. Yeah, Michigan is going to roll today. I really, really like Michigan coming off that loss against a Maryland team that I don't care for, but I would tease Michigan down again. I think Michigan got that like, oh, you're Duke all in tonight. Who is it, Pitt? But remember, Pitt's coach is Jeff Capel. I never say it right, but he used to play for Duke. Tupac wore his jersey. Remember number 5? That was Tupac's Duke jersey, was Jeff Capel. He is the coach of Pitt now, so this is definitely a Duke rivalry kind of a thing. I don't hockey, Uvanda, but good night, Munchie. If you please, do you have a pick on the Capitals or the Flyers? Maybe Munchie can help. Okay, with Ole Miss and Mississippi State, we got Mississippi State at minus 3.5. Total is 131. Ole Mississippi. Number 46, best defense. They're holding their opponents to 64 points a game. And then Mississippi State. I love Mississippi State. Remember, I talked to you guys last week about them when they played Texas A&M, and we actually lost that bet. But Mississippi State's coach is that Ben Howland guy. Remember, when he was at UCLA, he coached Russell Westbrook. He coached Darren Collison. He coached Kevin Love while they were all at UCLA. So now he's at Mississippi State, but originally he came from, it's not Marquette, but it's a Big Ten school. I want to say it's Penn. Anyway, he came from there. So he plays like that real slow and low style of basketball. Let me pop this on here so everyone knows what we're talking about. I am a hip hop head. I'm from Houston. I am a hip hop head. I quote the Beastie Boys a lot in my videos. That is what I've noticed about myself. Is there anything that like the Beastie Boys can't teach us? That's how I feel. Okay, so anyway, sorry, I'm trying to find the Ole Miss, Mississippi State. There it is. So everyone knows what the whole heck we're talking about. Here it is. Bam. Okay, so Ole Miss, best defense, 64 points a game. Like I said, their coach Ben Howland, slow and low, grinded out kind of a guy. No, that's Ole Miss, Mississippi State, slow and low, grounded out guy. And so that shows they're number 17 in rebounds over at Mississippi State. Number 14 in blocks with 67 on the season. So this game screams under to me. We got rebounds, we got blocks, we got a best defense. We've got Big East coaching going on here. So to me, a Mississippi State under would definitely feel like the play there. And that number is 131. You could tease it up to 137. I didn't do full stats on these guys like I typically do. But that would just be from what I got going on. That's what I got going on. Okay. Munchie, he's got to take his dog to the vet. Otherwise, he would be looking at some hockey for you, sister friend. Howland was money at Pitt. Okay, I was right. So it was Pitt before UCLA. Yeah. Ohio State. Yeah, and he was money at Pitt. He was money at UCLA too, you know. And then he got fired in like a real screwed up way to get fired. Like he had taken them to the tournament 4 times, I think. It was like some kind of record. And yeah, it was a whole situation with old Ben Howland. Oh, thank you guys. I do it all for us, you know, so we can cash some tickets. The other one that I did stat out, and I can't even tell you how strongly I feel about it. I know I'm supposed to come here and give you guys free plays, but look, this is the process, right? It's not like I'm not Craig Trapp or anything, right? You got to take this, and because I know everything. I don't know everything. He's so good at this. So Pitt versus Duke, I don't know, Sly. I don't know. You know, I'm going to say Duke every time, but I don't know. Maybe old Jeff isn't going to beat up his old coach so hard because he knows it's a rough year for the old home school, the old home team. Oh, the other one I was thinking was just in the Big East was Illinois at Penn State. So Illinois, I was thinking Illinois -3 might be something I like. It might just. You guys have any thoughts on that one? Okay, we got to get rid of y'all are done. Nothing's going on in the Northeastern today, right? No. The Pac-12. I tried to care about this one. UCLA has is up there on turnovers, though. UCLA, for being number 1 in the Pac-12, has 11 turnovers per game. I didn't get any stats on Oregon, though. USC, no stats, and Oregon State, they have a lot of turnovers. So a lot of turnovers happening in the Pac. Let's get that respect, Brendan. Let's get that respect. Yeah, see, Quincy's with me on the Illinois. I like Illinois coming off of a loss. Also, Penn State has major turnover issues. They're not good for that. What are they, Big Ten, right? Yeah, a lot of turnovers. Penn State's averaging 11 turnovers a game. Illinois, number 19 offense, 83 points a game. Number 10 in rebounds. And number 9, 3-point percentage is at 41%. Number 11 in field goal percentage at 51%. And like I said, don't take too much stock in my number 11. It's just the way that my brain's writing these out based on the sheets that I'm getting. But Illinois is a much better team than Penn State. This is in conference. I love being able to tease it down to -3. That's a 1-possession thing. So yeah, I'm with you on Illinois there. God, I wish I had a pen because I want to put a star by that so I remember. Yeah, Illinois, tease that down, should be a lock. Great guard play and shooting. I love the guards. I really do love the guards. All right, so frickin' Radford to Campbell. We'll talk Big South for just a momento here. Radford, last I saw this was a pick'em game, so I'm not sure if that moved at all. And my total on it was 129. I like this to go over. This play I did really like. Over a 129. Radford and Campbell just played bad teams, right? So Radford's coming off of Charleston Southern. So their last total was 116. The one before that was 143, though. And then Campbell's coming off of Presbyterian. These are the two lowest, just about the lowest rungs in the Big South. Presbyterian will sneak up on you and stick you in the eye, though, if you're not careful. I'm over Presbyterian right now. But Presbyt kept the Campbell totals low. Game 1, the total was 93. We talked about that a few days ago. And then their second game, it was 124. Now, their total averages, Radford averages 135 a game. Campbell averages 137 a game. The book totals have Radford at 132, so they go over 3 overs and under and a push. And Campbell has 2 overs and 3 unders. But those last 2 unders were the stupid. You cannot score 48 points in 40 minutes of basketball and expect me to take you seriously. Okay, Campbell? Because that's what happened there. And it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, so the point is these two schools just played lower tier schools, so their totals are lower. And they put it at 129. My stats say 135, 137 is where we should be at. So we are going to take that over and we're going to tease it so it brings us to a 123. And then stat my Venn diagram information wise, Radford, number 45 in rebounds, 26 in defense. Wait, I have a better number on that. They're holding their opponents. Oh, I didn't. Never mind. And they're number 62 against the spread, plus 2.9 points a game. Campbell is number 14 in field goal percentage at 51. So we've got good shooting here. We've got good against the spreading here. Radford does have a good defense, but I don't think it is so good. So like a closer tier to Campbell would be Hampton. And when Radford played Hampton, the totals were 141 and 145. So that's more. Campbell played Gardner-Webb. That's maybe a little closer to Radford than Longwood and Presbyterian are. That went to 155. So I'm taking Radford over the 129, and I'm teasing it to a 123. Radford did win their last game by 20 points to Charleston Southern. As a pick 'em, I'm not sure. I guess I would lean. I wrote on my thing, I lean Radford. But Campbell's at home, and hey, Jansen, these are the ones I kind of back-to-back. I'm better at the back-to-backs on these, I think. And yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be close, but I really do like that total. That's one of my best plays, I think, is Radford. Tease it over 129. That's where I'm at. Okay. Probably already said this, but you put Monday, the night, mother of pearl. It's because it's my first day of the week. Thank you. My little spellers. And then Michigan over Maryland with the spread. Okay, so I'm kind of wrapping up here. If there's anything that you guys want me to look at, let me know now while the papers are while the papers are out. And then we can do a quick recap and go through some stuff. It's a stay away game for you. I like Michigan there. Oh, the total's 140. I didn't stat that out enough to get on the total there. But I do like Michigan. Okay. You guys ready to wrap? Let's put this back on my thing. Seriously, it really is Tuesday? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's find our official play calling. Okay. So what I like. That's what I like. Yeah, whoa, Ron. Okay, Ron's got an LSU going on. I got some LSU for you. I did them. Didn't I do them? I think I statted them all the way out. Alabama and LSU. And the thing that I got with them, I can just give you this part. Alabama, number 18 in three-point field goals. They're making 10 a game. Number 44 in best offense, putting up 80 points a game. 49 beating the spread, 9-4-1, 69% to beat the spread, plus 5.7 points. Number 9 in rebounds. This is Alabama LSU, right? I'm talking about, okay, yeah. I'm talking about the right thing. Number 9 in rebounds. And then we move to LSU, number 24 in free throw percentage. That's 77%. Number 10, best offense, averaging 86 a game. 15 in free throws made. Number 10 in steals at 9.3 a game. Man, this is a tough one. This is probably why I was not in my first round of things to talk to you guys about. So we got LSU -1. The total's at 163.5. We've got two great offenses, great rebounding, good three-point shooting. I feel like this would have to be a bit of an over game. Both of these teams play a little bit fast and loose. Ron 7-0 at home. Is that LSU you're talking about? Alabama's been such a scrappy little team this year, though. I've really enjoyed watching them. I haven't watched a ton of LSU, though. So eye test. I'm just not sure. And that's what I was saying. Sometimes when you get those two high-powered offenses and you're like, oh, best offense, like Colorado State, Utah State kind of stuff, you got to kind of scratch your head at it and be like, wait a minute, like you don't get that good in your league by just putting up points. There has to be defense involved. So I don't know. I don't know about a total there. Munchie says it's not an over. I like Alabama. Just I do this season. I like them. So I don't have really an official play on it. If it was, I would say Alabama, I think. But this is like number 1 and number 2 in the SEC right now. This is going to be a good game. And I don't know. That's what you got to, or you got to make your own choice. That's what you got to do here. I'm not sure on that one. Seton Hall +9 and over. Seton Hall have been my little road warriors this year. I haven't done the Big East yet in my deal. Ron, you just calm down. Ron says bet 500 on LSU. You just calm down because Alabama is awesome too. 80-70. That's what he says. Alabama will give LSU their first loss at home tonight. See, that's kind of more, that's the page I'm on here. I like an Alabama. They're scrappy. They are no strangers to playing on the road either. They've had a good strength of schedule. Yeah, that might be it's just sometimes they're too close to call, man. They're too close to call. They got to play the game. Ron, if you can come on tomorrow and you can talk all the crap you want. You can do all the nanny boo-boos and I told you so's that you want to do. You're allowed to do that in this forum. This is a safe space for nanny boo-boos, okay? But yeah, I do like Alabama there. I will say that. Okay, so my final picks, plays, teasers, and parlays. I need a better system. Okay. Louise is with me. Munchie wants to know, does anyone think Tom Brady can win a Super Bowl? Winning free pick says tease Bama with Tennessee. I cashed my teaser. My unders I was telling you about. I had a 3-team teaser for all the football unders. The Ravens game was the only one that wasn't in there. So yay, I cashed a teaser. I was very excited. Okay, so things I like today. I want to mark this off. I'm trying to see if there's a pen in my, give me 1.5 seconds. Oh, I can't write with a metal marker. Bad luck. Okay. Let's mark these together. I have issues with metal markers. Okay, so what I like today, I really like, circling it in pink, Radford over 1. And okay, wait, before we do this, all of these are set up for a 6-point teaser. Okay, so I'm going to give you the play, but let's just blanket statement 6-point teaser. Okay, so Radford, I love over the 129. Buffalo, I like under the 163. Bowling Green, I like under 150. Kent State, I like +2 points. Tennessee, I love -0.5 point. Tennessee, I like this going under 136. Colorado State, I really like going under 140. I love that one. I lean the Utah State direction. I'm leaning Utah State here. I think that's the play. I'm leaning Akron here in Akron Bowling Green. Leaning. I really like Illinois in that spot. And I really I'm going to put Bama on my paper because now that we've all talked about it, I do kind of really like Bama. Green Bay win this weekend and Buffalo. Well, Munchie could win a lot of money if Brady wins the Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't foosball. We have plenty other shows for you to watch about the football. I don't know. I'm not high on Brady. I never have been. I would like him to win without Belichick, though, just for that, like that corporate America, man, get you down. You're not the boss of me kind of thing. I would like Brady to win a Super Bowl without Belichick just for that. But I didn't fall off the chair. I went to get a pen. You'll know when I fall off the chair. I'm not going to say that couldn't happen because it could. Okay, so that was pretty much where we were at on those, right? Oh, and then we loved Michigan was our other one. Michigan, we're going to roll with them. Okay, do we feel good about these? Is this where we're at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 and a half picks in there, 11 picks in there. I'm not a hater. Why? Like, I don't care. Tom Brady, I don't care. Saying I'm a hater because I don't like Tom Brady. I don't know. I'm just a Patty fan then. You are a Patty fan then? I don't even know what that means. Quit footballing me in my morning wood. You're making my morning wood go down. Come on, guys. It's not morning turf. That'd be a whole other show. Casey, back to back. I'm done with you. Okay. Boys, it's getting out of control. Okay. Okay. One more time real quick. Colorado State, under. Tennessee, under. Tennessee, minus the points. Radford, over. Buffalo, under. Bowling Green, under. Spread-wise, Kent State, Illinois, Bama, Michigan, and I'm leaning Akron. I'm just going to put my leaning line next to it. And so that is where I'm at on that. Okay? Do we do it? Are we good? Anything else? Do we need to know here? I think we're good. Okay, I'm going to go make some teasers. Hopefully we cash some tickets, and I'm going to go finish doing the other half of this work that I started yesterday, and then we can analyze if that system works for what we're doing now or if it doesn't. And if you guys are just joining, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. What I told everyone at the beginning of the chat, just so you know, is that I'm moving my system, right? So the way that I was doing my numbers in the beginning of the system has now changed, okay? So the D2 schools that I was taking out in the beginning, those I'm kind of leaving alone now. That was first half of the season, or the first quarter, I guess, of the season. Now we've evolved, right? Now we're into a conference play. So those D2s and things like that don't exactly mean as much. We're going to be focusing on like the last 5 to 10 games that the teams played and what those numbers are looking at, and then cross-referencing them to stats like against the, like what we've been talking about, against the spread, 3-point shooting, free throws, rebounds, blocks, steals, that kind of stuff, right? So now that's what we're doing. And then of course with motivation and that kind of stuff. Also San Diego game. You know what? I saw San Diego pop up a lot of times. I just didn't do their conference yet. If they play back-to-back, I'll have it for you tomorrow. I'll do it for you tomorrow, but I don't have anything on them right now. What are you talking about? All right. Is that good? I'm out. Bye, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Sometime around 1:30 Eastern time, I should be back on, and we'll do the damn thing. Let's make some money today. Fingers crossed. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Follow me on Twitter at @PlusMoneyHoney. And yeah, like, subscribe, ring that bell. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, and thanks for joining me. It was fun as always. Love you guys.